words about Richard Carpenter because, you know, it's an honor to be able to create an award in his name. But I'm going to kind of go off script, and then I'm going to read my little one-pager. And I just want to tell you a personal story about Richard Carpenter and the type of person that he is. I graduated the law school in 2003, and I couldn't get a job. I wasn't on law review. I looked for a job in tax, and nobody would hire me. And so my neighbor in college that I lived next door to, his mother had a big tax problem. It's about a $300,000 collection case, and I wanted to handle this. He called me up. He said, "Ronnie, will you help me with it? You're a lawyer now." And I said, "Yeah, I could do that." But I had no idea what to do, so I picked up the phone and I called Richard. I said, "Richard, I've had this case." Richard has been a professor. He was a professor at the university. He was my tax litigation professor. He was the director of the tax clinic, and he also taught criminal tax fraud. And it was because of Richard that I fell in love with tax controversy. And so I gave him a call and I said, "Can you help me out with this case?" He said, "Let's go have lunch." I went over there and he said, "Oh, we'll work on the case together." I said, "You could have all the money. I just want to help my friend. I want to learn how to do this." And he asked me sincerely, he says, "What are you doing in life right now?" I said, "I'm looking for a job." I had a courtesy job from a business lawyer who gave me a job. It was my dad's lawyer who felt sorry for me. My dad was his client. I was just working part-time waiting for that tax job. And Richard had just moved into an office, him and 6 other seasoned tax attorneys. They had a whole floor of a building and there was just one empty office available. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "Why don't you start your own firm and start your own tax practice?" And I said, "Well, I wouldn't know what to do, start my own law practice, not having any experience." He said, "Don't worry, I will help you. I will help you if you ever have any questions. I will give you these baby cases that I don't know how to that I don't want to handle, and I will help you grow your solo practitioner's firm into something." Went and talked to my dad, who's been instrumental in my success, and I said, "Dad, you know, should I start my own firm?" There's this guy, his name is Richard Carpenter. He's a professor there. My dad heard the word professor. And he said, "Okay, this guy must sound like he knows what he's doing. He's a professor. Go for it. I'll support you." He gave me the seed money to start my own firm. And I opened up my own practice, not knowing a thing. And Richard was always there for me, to guide me, to help me. He taught me almost everything that I knew as a tax attorney. He gave me cases to build his practice. He's selfless. He has been a mentor, not just to me, but to so many individuals. He's one of the most selfless people I've ever met. If you call him, he will help you start your career. He answers questions to anybody. He goes the extra mile. And so as I progressed in my career and, you know, having done a few things, I always said to myself, I want to do something back for Richard. What can I do for this guy that's done so much for me? He's given me so much. You know, I would say 75, 80% of my success came from Richard Carpenter. What could I do? And then we had this institute that we created last year, and I said, well, wouldn't it be fitting to create an award in his name, a tax controversy award dedicated to him that's going to kind of carry on. But obviously he's alive, and most people create these awards when you're deceased, but I said we're going to do it differently. We're going to start this award with him alive, so he could enjoy this award, so he could see how important he is to everyone's lives. So it is an absolute honor for me to be able to stand here. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, Richard. And it's just an absolute honor to be able to create this award that's going to live on hopefully forever. So it's with great honor that I introduce the Richard Carpenter Excellence in Tax Award. He's our inaugural winner, and it will carry on in his name forever. Come on up, Richard.
Thank you. Just wanted to first thank Dean Ferrillo and Vic Flasher from USD, and especially thank Ronnie Shamoun. Ronnie was in my tax clinic class in 2001, and I've followed Ronnie's career obviously for almost 20 years now, and I've seen Ronnie, you know, develop into one of the most respected attorneys in California. I've been teaching at USD for 24 years, and it's been especially joyful to me to be able to interact with students and help them with their careers, and I'm very, very humbled to have received this award, so thank you.